Good morning. I'm a little bit sunburnt, and I'm starting to peel, which I normally don't do. Did you know that just a little bit of damage sometimes causes a lot of problems? I'll talk about that in just a second. This is my busy time of year. And at the end of last week, I took a couple of personal days because I had to deal with some family stuff and some things that just had to be taken care of. But strangely enough, when it rains, it kind of pours sometimes. This is going to sound like I made this up, but the reality is I had to help some of my family with some stuff. I ended up discovering when I, after the weekend got here, I went and was looking around my garage, and there was some wood that had rotted on the eaves, so I had to repair that. When I was up on the ladder repairing that, just a couple of boards and I'd be done. I looked to the right and I saw there's a flat shed that's on the back of the garage, an addition with a flat roof, that the roof had blown up, and I had not seen it, and I don't know how long it's been up, but it had destroyed the corner of the shed, or it was starting to rot. And if I'd waited much longer, it would have destroyed the whole roof. So instead of one 4x8 sheet of plywood at $41 each, I would have had to replace a whole lot more. So I ended up having to replace a lot of rot and redo the whole roof. You know, my son helped me, and I did get it done, but I got really sunburnt. I foolishly did not wear a ball cap. I normally would have, but for some reason I just didn't. And so here I am with a nice sunburned face back at work today. But the point I'm making here is sometimes when there's just something that's minor that's wrong, it can cause a lot of damage if you don't take care of it. You know, if they find something in your life that is something that could make you sick, like if you had a small little something inside your body that needed to be removed and you just ignored it, it could get larger and it could cause problems. Maybe it's cancer. Maybe it's something that might cause your gallbladder to have problems, like gallstones or kidney stones. Anyway, it's something small that could really cause major issues. And you know, it's the same way in our life when we have something in us that we think, well, it's just a little sin. It's just something small. You know, it's not really that bad. But the problem is if we don't address that, it causes problems to get worse and worse and worse. And pretty soon you have a much bigger problem on your hands. You know, it can be seen with the example of a real problem in American society today is the problem of pornography. We see that if some person says, oh, it's just a movie, it's not a big deal, you know, I'm an adult, whatever, it's not hurting anybody, it's my private business. But you see, certain things like that, it doesn't say more, it says different. And pretty soon, people who get involved in that stuff, it starts to become wilder, crazier, and it even leads some people toward that despicable realm of child pornography or worse things, which I can't imagine much worse, but it can become a terrible, terrible thing for them. And that's just one sin that you see that people end up, sometimes famous people end up getting in trouble for because it just spirals out of their control. And you know, it's like drug addiction. One small pill might not hurt you. One small use of drugs might not hurt you. Just that one time, maybe. It could, but maybe just that one time. But you see, the thing is so many people start down a path that they can't get off of. And it just becomes worse and worse and worse. You see, that's how sin works, folks. You know, if we do just one little thing, you know, and we ignore it and we don't address it and repent of it and try to better ourselves, pretty soon it's worse. If a person starts to say one bad word and they just like, meh, no big deal, pretty soon they're saying lots of bad words. And it becomes a habit. We're creatures of habit. And sometimes our habits can be very bad. So I'm not saying that to be kind of a downer. But the truth is, I have to watch my own attitude sometimes. If I get negative, I can suddenly become negative about everything. And I don't have the positivity that I try to always show. That's my point. If we let something that's not good, it's not in the ways of God, get loose in our lives, whether that be something as extreme as pornography or using bad language or taking drugs or our attitude even the small stuff, it can destroy us if we don't address it. Today is the day of salvation. Today is the day to repent, and repent means to turn around and move away from things that are bad for us and are evil and wrong. To do a complete turnaround and go in the opposite direction. Now, I know that we all fail and we all have problems and we all do things that we shouldn't. But we don't have to waller, as they say about the hogs, in our own sin. We don't have to wallow in it. Jesus is there to liberate us and give us true and lasting freedom. Stay on top of your life. Watch yourself. Make sure that you're examining your life daily. I know I have to. Beware of it, because it will take you down a path that you don't want to go. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. See you next time.